Good evening. I would like to welcome everybody to the Lafayette Church of Christ. If you are visiting with us, we want you to know that you are our most honored guest and would ask you to stay around after tonight's worship is concluded and let us get to know you better. This evening I will be speaking on the prayer of a Christian. In Galatians 3:27, for as many of you as were baptized into Christ have put on Christ. One of the best privileges of Christians is the avenue of prayer to God. First, I will be talking about the power of prayer. As the scripture that was read earlier said, there is power in prayer of the faithful to save the sick. Prayer is also powerful enough to bring peace to nations. 1 Timothy 2:2, for kings and all in authority, that we may lead a quiet and peaceable life in all godliness and reverence. Prayer can also change the mind of God. Please turn to Exodus 32:9-14. And the Lord said to Moses, I have seen this people, and indeed it is a stiff-necked people. Now therefore let me alone, that my wrath may burn hot against them, and I may consume them, and I will make of you a great nation. Then Moses pleaded with the Lord his God and said, Lord, why does your wrath burn hot against your people, whom you have brought out of the land of Egypt with great power and with mighty hand? Why should the Egyptians speak and say, he brought them out to harm them, to kill them in the mountains, and to consume them from the face of the earth? Turn from your fierce wrath and relent from this harm to your people. Remember Abraham, Isaac, and Israel, your servants to whom you swore by your own self and said to them, I will multiply your descendants as the stars of heaven, and all this land I have spoken I shall give to your descendants, so they shall inherit it forever. So the Lord relented from the harm which he said he would do to his people. God was angry with the people, and then Moses pleaded with him and changed his mind. Next, we will discuss the practice of prayer. Christians should pray every day, and they should pray multiple times a day. As it says in Romans 12:12, rejoicing in hope, patient in tribulation, continuing steadfastly in prayer. And in 1 Thessalonians 5:17, it says to pray without ceasing. Your prayers will be more meaningful to you the more you do it. There are a few ways God can answer your prayer. He could answer yes, which most of the time we all want to hear. One way is in 1 John 3:22. Whatever we ask, we receive from him because we keep his commandments and do those things that are pleasing in his sight. And in 1 John 5:14, now this is the confidence that we have in him. If we ask anything according to his will, he hears us. He could answer no. There are many times in the Bible that God denies prayer. In 2 Corinthians 12:8-9, he denied Paul. Concerning this thing I pleaded with the Lord 3 times that it might depart from me. And he said, my grace is sufficient for you, my strength is made perfect in weakness. Therefore I most gladly I will rather boast in my infirmities, that the power of Christ may rest upon me. He also said no to Christ when he asked, let this cup pass from me. Christ still died on the cross, and he may also answer, wait a while. Sometimes we need to keep asking, and we will eventually have our prayer answered. In Luke 11:9-10, so I say to you, ask, and it will be given to you. Seek, and you will find. Knock, and it will be opened unto you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and him who knocks it will be opened. If there is anyone who has not been baptized and would like to be, or have fallen away, or are dealing with temptation, like it says in Matthew 26:41, watch and pray lest you enter into temptation. Come now as we stand and sing.